Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarian Mind podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 140. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Wednesday Motivation and Inspiration, and today we're talking about what drives you every day. Because the reality of it is you're either driven or you're average. So, what exactly drives you every day? What gets you going every morning when you wake up? What gets you out of bed and gives you a sense of purpose? Have you figured that out yet? No? Well, tomorrow when you wake up, before you get out of bed, just take time to think about it. I hope you all have a sense of purpose every day. Other than, family, friends, your significant other, kids, etc. Because this podcast is about you and what you want to do with your life. This journey is supposed to be fulfilling and impact you in as many ways as possible. So if you had the chance to do what you love for the rest of your life, what would it be? I ask these questions because sometimes we have a sense of what we would want to do, and some of us really don't know. And we're all blessed with talents and abilities, and even the smallest things do matter. You could be great at sewing, or making suits look great, or building things. Whatever it is, if you love doing it, that's what you should be doing with your life. Because believe me, millions of us have jobs that we go to that we don't like, and don't necessarily have careers. And that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be focused on our own goals. Life is set up for you to be engulfed in so many things that it takes you away from what your goals are. And there are also distractions, such as shopping, sports, TV shows, social media, and many other things. When you eliminate as many distractions and you spend time with yourself, you start to learn about yourself and what you want in life. So spend time in a quiet place and let your mind be quiet itself. Take time to think about what you're good at and how you can utilize those talents and abilities to be an impact on the world. No, you're not going to wake up driven every day and be motivated to do things daily because, well, I'm surely not. But I surely think about my end goal. I think about potentially being stuck at a desk for another 30 years and then I get right back to work. That's the difference between wanting it more than anyone else. When you start thinking about the longevity and legacy of who you want to be in this life, that's when you find the drive to get out of your bed every day. And if you're fine with being average and being an average citizen in the world, that's totally fine. The only thing I'll say to you is you're not allowed to complain about your life. Because every choice and decision has brought you to this place that you're currently at. You can't disagree with that last sentence. Take the time to think about it. So after all that I've said, I just need to ask you, what motivates you every day? Are you getting out of bed and saying to yourself, okay, I get to do this today? Not, I have to do this today. Because I get to record these podcasts, and I get to talk to you guys, and I get to ask you these questions. I don't necessarily have to. If I don't want to, I don't do it. It's the same thing with my full-time job. I get to do that job. It's not necessarily I want to do it, but guess what? I'm working on finding something that I want to do. It's taken a lot of time, but the way this world is right now, I'm blessed enough to have something to where I can make an income and be able to eat and be able to keep a roof over my head and be able to have the simplest things that so many people don't have. But if you have talents and abilities and you're throwing them to waste because you're comfortable with the mediocrity of your life, That's fine, but accept it for what it is. You can't say you're broke, but you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime and Showtime and Stars and Paramount and Peacock and every other potential app that you can go on and watch some movie or some TV show or whatever the case is. I'm motivated every day because I know that I have so much work to do. And not just writing, and not just the clothing line, and not just the podcast, and not just the social media created content. I know that when I really start to, get comfortable with where I am with all of this, then I can kind of take a little bit of a break and shift myself into something else. Going into communities and do certain things for myself and donate and put time into helping others. Because I've been blessed enough to have a mother who always made sure that I was good before she was good. So I don't want the majority of you who have talents and gifts and abilities to impact and change people to go unnoticed, or you don't take the time to utilize those things that are going to change the landscape of this world. We're all put here to do something. Whether that's to be a store owner and be able to contribute to a community, or become a doctor and save people's lives, or, become an electrician and, build homes and build buildings and all that, or become a construction worker and, make roads better, whatever it is. Just make sure you're going down the road that you want to go down and not the road that you are forced to go down. We all have choices and decisions to make, and our life circumstances will change from day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year. I understand that and I know that. None of this is easy. Fortunately, life isn't as easy as we thought it was going to be. We thought when we were kids and we grew up to be an adult, we were thinking, yeah, this is going to be great. I have freedom. I do whatever I want. And then after a while, it all kicks in and you realize that you're on your own. You got to take care of yourself. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, financially, all that. So I will ask you again, what gets you going every day? What drives you to be great? Do you have it in you to keep going when times get rough? Do you have it in you when obstacles come your way? Do you have it in you when people don't support you? How many people are going to doubt what you want to do, or say that you can't do it, or you don't have it in you to do it? You're going to face so many things. But how bad do you want it? It's your opportunity to be great. Let's get to it. I'm going to end it here because I don't want to prolong this podcast and, get to a place where I'm repeating myself. But what I will say is you got it in you. You just got to want it every day. The smallest things get you to the biggest end goal. And with that said, that's my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. As always, stay tuned for Book Insight Friday. Be good, everyone, and go and accomplish your goals.